Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please be joined today by Blakely McHugh, NBC5 News at Sunrise Anchor, and Bob Wise, KOBI-TV NBC5 Vice President and General Manager. Thanks both so much for coming today.
You bet.
Thanks for having us, Craig.
So Bob, let me start with you. We're talking about the In This Together campaign. You guys are working on this one together. How did this start?
Well, as you well know, you and I have had this discussion about the stigma of suicide and reporting on suicide for literally years. And we just felt that, you know, there's got to be a way to address the issue of suicide and the health crisis this is creating, especially in our region. And we felt, let's go head on with this and create messages of hope. Allow people to know that there are resources out there. There's always someone to talk to. So with the help and guidance of Deanne Everson at United Way and the incredible partners that we've been able to put into a team, we now have formulated this plan that is currently on air, and we plan to be on air for at least the next couple of years with messages that hopefully can make a difference in those lives that are looking for guidance.
Mm-hmm. And it is a complicated subject to talk about, and Blakely, for you, it's very personal. Tell us why you chose to get involved.
I really just wanted to take something that was really negative in my life and find a way to make it positive. And I think that by doing that is sharing my story and how I lost my father to suicide. And I think that people really can connect with other people's stories. We're here to spread awareness and talk about suicide because for so long, it wasn't talked about. And I think that's a downfall for a lot of people who have lost their lives to suicide or even had those thoughts. And so I think that by me putting my story out there, other people can connect with that and want to talk about theirs, and really we can open up that conversation and start that conversation. And I just didn't want my father's passing to go in vain. So I want to use his story to be able to help others and hopefully save others.
Wonderful. It's wonderful that you've chosen to do this. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. We're talking about the In This Together campaign with NBC5's Blakely McHugh and our VP and General Manager, Bob Wise. So, Bob, we were talking during the break, you know, contagion. It's something that people may not know about, but it is very difficult for media to address suicide.
It has been historically incredibly difficult for us to report on unless it is a celebrity. But we've found, especially, we are kind of blazing a trail in Oregon as a group of journalists throughout the state to address it head on and just address it responsibly, right? So to talk about the numbers or to talk about the amount of people that are going through a traumatic issue in their life that may lead to suicide, again, we want to circumvent that and report on it in a way that we can talk about messages of hope.
Yeah, to make a difference in our community. That's a wonderful thing. So Blakely, we've run ads. We've announced that you want to speak to various groups. You've done some of that. Can you tell us about those experiences?
Yes, we've done some of that. We've spoken at a Rotary group here in Medford, at United Way, as well as just over the weekend with a winter spring event for International Day for survivors of someone who they lost someone to suicide. And I think it's really important for us not only to run things on TV, but also get out there in community, make those connections with people so you feel a little more comfortable to kind of share your story and talk about your story. So I think that that is really an important aspect of what we're doing, is to go get this word out and talk about it, and also just for me to share my story with others as well. In terms of how people can reach out to us if they want to hear more or share their stories with us,
yeah, please.
Of course, call us here at the station. They can ask for me, and we'll get a hold of them that way. We also have an email set up, InThisTogether@KOBI5.com, and you can send us emails directly to us. You want to share your stories, talk to one of us, maybe looking for connections. We're always there to help with that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, Bob, so where does this program go? It's still relatively in its early stages. Where do we see this going from here?
You know, we've been really fortunate, Craig, to get a group of partners that are kind of our steering committee, if you will. But as part of that group, we're bringing in the professionals that this is their world. In reality, we can't screw this up. We have to be really smart on how the messaging is done. And we got to count on people a lot smarter than us in this world to be able to make that happen. So, you know, like Stacy Brubaker and Kristen Fettig with Jackson County Suicide Prevention, they're helping us craft these messages to make sure that we're on point. But the bottom line is, the beauty of the long-term campaign and the partners that we have is guiding this down a road of hopefully solving people's problems through the ability to know that there is somebody out there to talk to.
And as you mentioned, Blakely, In This Together at KOBI5.com. You can call our main number, 541-779-5555, if you have any ideas or questions. Thank you both so much for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Craig.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.